The massive space station hung in the void like a glittering jewel. Nexus Prime was the center of galactic power, home to the Great Galactic Council. Ships from dozens of alien worlds docked at its ports every day. Today, something different had arrived. Admiral Dong-Ho Park stood at the observation deck of the human ship, looking out at the alien station. His uniform was crisp and clean, but he felt nervous inside. This was humanity's first time meeting the galactic community. Everything had to go perfectly. "Sir, we're getting docking instructions," said Ambassador Miran Kim. She was a small woman with sharp eyes and a calm voice. She had spent years learning alien languages for this moment. "Thank you, Ambassador," Dong-Ho replied. He turned to Chief Engineer Tae-Jin Lee. "How are our ships holding up?" Tae-Jin wiped sweat from his forehead. "The fusion engines are running hot, but they'll make it. All 12 ships are ready for inspection." Dong-Ho nodded. 12 ships. That was Earth's entire space fleet, at least as far as the aliens knew. The ships were small and simple compared to what they had seen in alien broadcasts. But they were all humanity had to show. The docking was smooth. As they walked through the station's corridors, Dong-Ho marveled at the alien technology. The walls seemed to glow with their own light. Strange creatures floated past them, some with multiple arms, others looking like living crystals. "Remember," Miran whispered, "we must show respect but also strength. They need to see us as equals." The council chamber was huge. It could hold thousands of beings. At the center sat 3 massive thrones. The first held a creature that looked like living crystal, tall and bright. This was Veltharos of the Vithari. The second throne held a large reptilian being with scales that shifted colors, General Rathkar of the Corvan Empire. The third was occupied by what looked like a cloud of gas in a containment suit, representing the Nethek Collective. "So," Veltharos spoke, his voice like ringing bells. "These are the humans from the small blue world." Dong-Ho stepped forward and bowed slightly. "I am Admiral Dong-Ho Park of Earth. We come seeking membership in the Galactic Federation." The 3 alien leaders looked at each other. Rathkar's scales turned a darker color, which Miran knew meant amusement among his species. "Tell us about your fleet," Veltharos said. Tae-Jin stepped forward with a data pad. "We have 12 vessels. Each one uses fusion power and can travel at light speed. Our largest ship is 300 meters long." The silence that followed was uncomfortable. Then Rathkar began to laugh. It was a deep rumbling sound that echoed through the chamber. "12 ships," he said. "Fusion power? We left fusion behind 1,000 years ago." The Nethek representative spoke through its translator. "Our smallest patrol ships are larger than your flagship." Veltharos held up a crystalline hand for silence. "Let us see these ships for ourselves." The inspection was worse than Dong-Ho had feared. Alien engineers walked through their vessels, pointing and whispering to each other. Some were clearly trying not to laugh. The human technology that had seemed so advanced on Earth looked primitive here. "Your computers are interesting," one Vithari engineer said to Tae-Jin. "Very basic, but they show promise." "Your weapons," a Corvan officer noted, "might be useful against pirates, perhaps." "Your shields," added a Nethek, "are barely worth the name." Back in the council chamber, the verdict came quickly. "Humans of Earth," Veltharos announced, "you show promise. Your species has potential, but you are not ready for full membership." Dong-Ho felt his heart sink. "What do you mean?" "Your fleet is too small," Rathkar explained. "Your technology is centuries behind ours. You could not defend even a single colony world." "We offer you observer status," Veltharos continued. "You may watch our meetings. You may learn, but you cannot vote on galactic matters." "How long until we can apply again?" Miran asked, keeping her voice steady. The 3 leaders looked at each other. "Come back when you have a real fleet," Rathkar said. "Maybe in 200 or 300 years." "Your fusion ships are cute," added the Nethek. "Like children's toys." The humans were given quarters in the station's outer ring, far from the important areas. That night, Dong-Ho sat in his small room, staring out at the stars. Miran knocked on his door. "Sir, are you all right?" "They treated us like children," Dong-Ho said. 12 ships. Cute toys. "I know it's hard," Miran said, "but this is just the beginning." Tae-Jin joined them, looking tired. "I recorded everything. Their reactions, their comments about our technology." "Good," Dong-Ho said. "We'll need that data later." "Sir?" Tae-Jin looked confused. Dong-Ho stood up and walked to the window. "They think they know everything about humanity. They think we're weak because we only brought 12 ships, aren't we?" Tae-Jin asked. Miran smiled for the first time that day. Oh, Taejin. They have no idea. The next morning, the humans prepared to leave. As they walked to their ships, other species watched them with pity or amusement. Some alien children pointed at them and giggled. Look at the primitive humans, one said. Their ships are so small, said another. Dong-ho kept walking, his face calm, but inside he was making plans. At the docking bay, Veltheros came to see them off. Do not be discouraged, Admiral Park, your species will grow. In time, you may become worthy of our Federation. Thank you for your wisdom, Dong-ho replied politely. As their small fleet left Nexus Prime, Taejin asked, What now, sir? Now we go home, Dong-ho said. And we show them what humanity can really do. Miran was already working on her report. The council meeting is in 6 months. We need to be ready. We will be, Dong-ho promised. He looked back at the alien station one last time. They wanted to see our real fleet. They will. The 12 human ships jumped to light speed, heading back toward the small blue world that the galaxy had just dismissed. Behind them, alien traffic controllers noted their departure in routine reports. Primitive species departing, one wrote. No threat level. Recommend continued observation status. If they had known what was waiting in the outer reaches of the Sol system, hidden in the shadows of gas giants and asteroid belts, they might have written a very different report. But they didn't know, and that was exactly how humanity wanted it. The trip back to Earth took 3 days. During the journey, Admiral Dong-ho Park spent most of his time in his cabin writing his real report, the one the public would never see. When they arrived at Earth orbit, thousands of news reporters waited for them. The story of first contact with aliens had excited the whole world. People wanted to know everything about the galactic community. Miran handled the press conference with skill. She stood before the cameras and smiled. The Galactic Federation has welcomed humanity as observers. This is a great day for our species. What does observer status mean? Asked a reporter. It means we can learn from advanced alien civilizations. We can study their technology and culture. It's the first step toward full membership. The reporters seemed happy with this answer. The news broadcast that night spoke of a bright future among the stars. Humanity had been accepted. Earth was no longer alone. But while Miran spoke to the press, Dong-ho was in a secure elevator, going deep underground. Beneath the capital city lay a network of tunnels and chambers that few people knew about. This was the headquarters of the United Earth Defense Council. The elevator doors opened to reveal a massive command center. Screens showed star maps and ship positions throughout the solar system. Officers moved quickly between control stations. At the center of it all stood Fleet Admiral Byung-woo Choi, a man with gray hair and serious eyes. Admiral Park, Byung-woo said. How did they react? Exactly as we expected, Dong-ho replied. They think we're primitives. 12 ships with fusion drives. They laughed at us. A woman approached them. This was Chief of Intelligence Yoon Ji-song, the person who knew more alien secrets than anyone on Earth. Did you get their technical readings? She asked. Taejin nodded and handed her a datapad. Everything. Their shield frequencies, weapon signatures, even their ship hull compositions. Excellent, Yoon-ji said. Our engineers have been waiting for this data. Byung-woo led them to a secure briefing room. The walls were lined with metal to prevent any signals from getting in or out. Once the door closed, he activated a holographic display. The image showed the solar system, but not the version taught in schools. This map revealed hundreds of structures hidden throughout space. Massive shipyards orbited Jupiter. Mining stations surrounded Saturn's rings. Weapons platforms floated in the asteroid belt. The Prometheus project has been running for 47 years, Byung-woo explained. Ever since we recovered the first alien crash site. Dong-ho stared at the display. Even he didn't know the full scale of humanity's hidden preparations. Roswell was just the beginning, Yoon-ji continued. Over the decades, we've found 17 crash sites. Each one taught us something new about alien technology. The display changed to show technical diagrams. Ships with sleek lines and advanced weapons. Computers that could think faster than human minds. Engines that bent space itself. Dr. Haewon Yoon's team has been reverse engineering everything, Byung-woo said. We now have technology that matches or exceeds most galactic powers. Most? Dong-ho asked. The Vithari crystal matrix computers are still ahead of us, Yoon-ji admitted. But we're working on that too. The display showed a new image that made Dong-ho gasp. It was a massive shipyard hidden behind Jupiter's largest moon. Dozens of ships were under construction. These weren't the small fusion vessels the aliens had seen. These were warships with alien-derived technology. How many ships do we really have? Dong-ho asked. 837 combat vessels, Byung-woo replied. Plus support ships, scouts, and mobile bases. 800? Dong-ho couldn't finish the sentence. The aliens think we have 12 ships, Yoonji said with a smile. We have over 1,000. Taijin looked confused. But why hide all this? Why let them mock us? Byung-woo's expression grew serious. Because the galaxy is not peaceful, Engineer Lee. We've been monitoring their communications for 20 years. War is coming. The display changed again, showing alien fleet movements. Red markers showed Corvin ships gathering near human space. Yellow markers indicated Vitari military exercises. Other colors represented species that humanity had never officially met. The Corvins see us as weak, Yoonji explained. They're planning something. Our spy satellites detected massive fleet buildups in their border systems. They want our solar system, Byung-woo added, rich in metals close to major trade routes. To them, we're just primitives who got lucky finding a valuable system. Dong-ho felt anger rising in his chest. So we let them think we're helpless. Exactly, Yoonji said. Let them make plans based on fighting 12 small ships. When they discover the truth, it will be too late. The briefing continued for hours. Dong-ho learned about quantum communication networks that could coordinate fleets instantly across vast distances. He heard about antimatter weapons that could destroy ships with a single hit. He saw plans for mobile space fortresses that could appear anywhere in the galaxy. What's my role in all this? He asked finally. You'll command the first battle fleet, Byung-woo said. 400 ships, including our most advanced vessels. And if war doesn't come? Then we keep building, Yoonji replied. We keep learning. We keep preparing. Because even if the Corvins don't attack, someone else will. The galaxy is full of predators. As the meeting ended, Dong-ho was given new orders. He would publicly continue commanding the visible Earth fleet, the 12 ships everyone knew about. But secretly, he would prepare humanity's true strength for battle. One more thing, Byung-woo said as they left the briefing room. Your nephew Jin-woo, he's been selected for a special assignment. Jin-woo? He's just a cargo ship captain. Not anymore, Yoonji smiled. He's about to become very important to our plans. That night, Dong-ho stood on his apartment balcony, looking up at the stars. Somewhere out there, alien species were making plans to conquer humanity. They thought Earth was weak. They thought humans were primitive. They were about to learn how wrong they were. High above Earth's atmosphere, invisible to alien sensors, construction continued on humanity's secret fleet. Workers from dozens of nations labored together, building weapons that would shock the galaxy. The aliens had seen Earth's mask. Soon they would see its true face, and when that day came, the laughter would stop. 6 months had passed since humanity's first contact with the Galactic Federation. On Earth, people went about their daily lives, excited about their future among the stars. They didn't know that war was coming to their solar system. The first sign appeared on Admiral Dong-ho Park's screen at 0600 hours. His aide rushed into his office at Earth Defense Command looking worried. Sir, we're getting massive readings at the edge of the system, the young officer reported. Dong-ho looked at the display and felt his blood turn cold. Hundreds of red dots were appearing on the sensor grid. Each dot represented a warship. Big ones, how many? He asked. 200 ships so far, sir. More are arriving every minute. Within an hour, the Corvin invasion fleet had fully arrived. 238 warships sat at the edge of Earth's solar system. The largest ships were over 2 kilometers long, bristling with weapons that could turn planets into ash. At the center of the fleet was the flagship, a massive vessel called the Bone Crusher. Its commander, General Rathkar, sent a message to Earth on all frequencies. People of Earth, his reptilian voice echoed across every communication device on the planet. I am General Rathkar of the Corvin Empire. Your little world has something we want. The message continued as billions of humans watched in fear. You have valuable asteroid mines. You have strategic position near major space lanes. These things now belong to the Corvin Empire. You have 48 hours to evacuate your outer colonies. All mining operations will cease. Your pathetic fleet will surrender to our forces. Any resistance will be met with total destruction. The transmission ended with images of Corvin weapons destroying empty asteroids. showing Earth exactly what would happen to anyone who fought back. On Earth, panic began to spread. News reporters struggled to understand what was happening. Governments held emergency meetings. People called their families, afraid this might be their last conversation. But in the hidden command center beneath the capital, a different kind of meeting was taking place. Right on schedule, Chief of Intelligence Yoon Ji-song said, studying the alien fleet positions. They brought exactly the force we predicted, agreed Fleet Admiral Byung-woo Choi. Dong-ho looked at his secret tactical display. It showed not just the Corvin fleet, but also the true positions of Earth's hidden forces. Stealth ships watched the aliens from close range. Hidden weapon platforms tracked their every move. They're arrogant, he observed. Look how they've spread out their fleet. The Corvins had arranged their ships to surround the inner solar system. It was meant to look intimidating, but it also scattered their forces across a huge area. Perfect for our plans, Byung-woo agreed. Meanwhile, Captain Soo-bin Han of the Earthship Endeavour was receiving different orders. She commanded one of the 12 visible ships that made up Earth's entire fleet. You know what to do, Captain, Dong-ho told her over a secure channel. Make them believe we're as weak as they think. Soo-bin nodded. She was a skilled actress as well as a ship commander. Her job was to make the aliens confident in their easy victory. She opened a channel to the Corvin flagship. General Rathkar, this is Captain Soo-bin Han of the Earth Defense Force. We need more time to evacuate our civilians. Rathkar's laugh boomed across space. More time? You have 48 hours, little human. Use them wisely. Please, General. We're not warriors like your people. We just need a few more days to move everyone to safety. 48 hours, Rathkar repeated. Then we take what we want with or without your permission. The transmission ended. Soo-bin had played her part perfectly, appearing frightened and desperate. The Corvins would be even more confident now. Across the solar system, Earth's secret forces moved into position. Captain Jin-woo Park, Admiral Park's nephew, commanded what appeared to be civilian evacuation ships. His vessels looked like simple cargo haulers, but their holds contained advanced weapons and elite soldiers. Colonel So-young Kang led the Marine forces hidden aboard Jin-woo's ships. Her soldiers wore civilian clothes and carried hidden weapons. To alien scanners, they looked like refugees fleeing the coming war. This feels wrong, Jin-woo told his bridge crew, running away like cowards. His communications officer smiled. Sir, in 2 days, the whole galaxy will know how brave Earth really is. On the second day, Dr. Haewon Yoon made final preparations at the secret research facility. Her team had spent years developing the weapons that would soon shock the galaxy. All quantum torpedoes are loaded, she reported to Admiral Park. Our new shield systems are online. The adaptive AI combat computers are ready. What about the jump drives? Dong-ho asked. Tested and ready. We can put our entire fleet anywhere in the solar system in seconds. As the deadline approached, Earth appeared to surrender. Soo-bin broadcast a message to the Corvin fleet, her voice shaking with apparent fear. General Rathkar, Earth accepts your terms. We're evacuating our colonies now. Please don't hurt our people. Wise decision, Rathkar replied. Prepare for occupation. The Corvin fleet began moving inward, spreading out to occupy human installations throughout the solar system. Their ships approached asteroid mines, space stations, and orbital platforms. What they didn't notice were the small, invisible observation posts that tracked their every move. Hidden sensors recorded their shield frequencies, weapon types, and communication codes. They're taking the bait perfectly, Yoon-ji reported from intelligence headquarters. Captain Jin-woo's evacuation fleet moved slowly away from the outer colonies, looking like frightened civilians fleeing for their lives. The Corvins paid little attention to them, focused on claiming their new territory. Colonel So-young's Marines stayed hidden in their civilian disguises, waiting for the signal to reveal their true nature. As night fell on Earth, Admiral Dong-ho stood in the command center, watching the alien fleet spread across his solar system like a disease. The Corvins were laughing, celebrating their easy victory over the primitive humans. Sir, his communications officer said quietly, all units report ready. Dong-ho looked at the tactical display one last time. The true Earth fleet waited in hidden positions throughout space. 800 ships armed with weapons the galaxy had never seen before. General Rathkar wanted to see our real fleet, Dong-ho said softly. Signal all units. Operation Revelation begins in 30 minutes. The countdown had started. In half an hour, the galaxy would learn that Earth had been hiding far more than just mining rights and trade routes. They had been hiding the most powerful fleet in known space. Admiral Dong Ho Park's voice echoed through the hidden command center beneath Earth's surface. All ships, this is Fleet Command. Begin Operation Revelation. Across the solar system, space itself seemed to tear open. Quantum jump points appeared like glowing wounds in the darkness. From these portals emerged the true Earth fleet, 800 ships of war that the galaxy had never imagined. The largest vessel to appear was the UES Indomitable, Admiral Park's flagship. It materialized directly behind General Rathkar's command ship, close enough to touch. The Corvin sensors screamed warnings, but it was too late for evasive action. What in the name of the void? Rathkar roared as his bridge shook from proximity alarms. On every Corvin ship, similar scenes played out. Human vessels appeared from nowhere, surrounding the scattered alien fleet. The ships were sleek and deadly, covered in weapons that no Corvin had ever seen before. Admiral Park opened a channel to the Corvin flagship. His voice was calm and cold as winter. General Rathkar, this is Admiral Dong Ho Park of the United Earth Fleet. You wanted to see our real ships, here we are. The alien general's reptilian features twisted in shock and rage. Impossible. Our intelligence said you had 12 ships? Your intelligence was wrong about many things, Park replied. Across the battlefield, the trap was revealed in all its terrible glory. Captain Jin Woo Park's evacuation fleet dropped their disguises. What had appeared to be helpless cargo ships now showed their true weapons. Missile launchers emerged from hidden bays. Energy cannons powered up with deadly light. Surprise, Jin Woo said over the open channel. Colonel So Young Kang's Marines threw off their civilian clothes, revealing advanced combat armor. They stormed through the ships they had hidden aboard, taking control of key systems. But the real shock came when the human weapons began to fire. The Corvins had expected primitive fusion rockets and basic lasers. Instead, they faced antimatter torpedoes that could punch through any shield. Quantum disruptors tore holes in space itself. Adaptive AI systems learned from every shot, making the next attack even deadlier. The battle was not even a fight. It was a demonstration of power. Captain Subin Han, who had pretended to be terrified just hours before, now commanded her ship with deadly skill. The Endeavor, which the Corvins had dismissed as a toy, fired, weapons that turned their cruisers into expanding clouds of gas. This is for calling us primitives, she said as another alien ship exploded. The Corvin fleet tried to fight back, but their weapons seemed useless against human shields. The technology Earth had developed from crashed alien ships was far ahead of what the Corvins actually used in battle. How is this possible? Rathkar demanded over the communication channels. Dr. Haewon Yoon answered from her research station. We've had your technology for 50 years, General. We've made some improvements. The adaptive shielding she had developed learned from each enemy shot, becoming stronger with every attack. Soon, Corvin weapons were bouncing off harmlessly. Human fighter craft swarmed through space like angry insects. These weren't piloted by humans at all, but by AI systems that could think faster than any organic brain. They moved in perfect formation, striking with inhuman precision. Sir, a Corvin officer reported to Rathkar. We've lost 60 ships in the first 10 minutes. Our weapons can't penetrate their defenses. Retreat, Rathkar ordered. All ships jump to hyperspace. But the humans had thought of that too. Quantum jammers filled space with interference that made hyperspace jumps impossible. The Corvin fleet was trapped in a killing field of their own making. One by one, alien ships fell silent. Some were destroyed outright by antimatter warheads. Others were disabled by precision strikes that left their crews alive but helpless. A few surrendered when they realized that resistance was hopeless. The mighty Corvin war fleet, which had come to conquer a primitive world, was being destroyed by technology they didn't understand. Through it all, Admiral Park's voice remained calm and professional. Corvin vessels, you have one chance to surrender. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. Any ship that continues to fight will be destroyed. Rathkar's flagship, the Bone Crusher, was surrounded by 6 human dreadnoughts. Its shields were failing and its weapons were useless. This isn't over, human, Rathkar snarled. Yes, it is, Park replied. The only question now is whether you survive to see tomorrow. Captain Jin Woo's ships moved in to capture disabled Corvan vessels. His Marines, led by Colonel So Young, boarded alien ships and took their crews prisoner. The same aliens who had laughed at human weakness now surrendered to human soldiers. In less than 4 hours, the entire Corvan invasion fleet was either destroyed or captured. 238 ships had entered the solar system. Only 12 escaped, and those were allowed to leave deliberately. "Let them go," Admiral Park ordered when his officers asked about the fleeing ships. "Someone needs to tell the galaxy what happened here." General Rathkar himself was captured alive when his flagship was boarded. Colonel So Young personally arrested him on his own bridge. "You fought well," she told him, as her soldiers put him in restraints. "Too bad you picked the wrong species to underestimate." The news of the battle spread through the galaxy faster than light itself. The 12 ships that escaped carried word of Earth's hidden strength to every corner of galactic civilization. On Nexus Prime, the Galactic Council met in emergency session. The same beings who had mocked humanity 6 months ago now spoke in hushed, frightened tones. "How did they hide so many ships?" Veltharos of the Vithari asked. "How did they develop such advanced weapons?" wondered a Nethek representative. "What else have they been hiding?" whispered another council member. Ambassador Miran Kim watched the emergency session from the observation deck. She was no longer the representative of a primitive species begging for acceptance. She was the voice of a power that had just shocked the galaxy. When called to speak, she walked to the center of the chamber with confidence. "Honored Council," she began, "Earth wishes to address the recent events in our solar system." The chamber fell silent. Every alien eye focused on the small human woman. "The Corvan Empire attacked our world without provocation. They demanded surrender from a species they believed to be helpless. They were wrong." Her words echoed through the vast chamber. "Earth has no desire for conquest. We seek peace with all species. But we will not be threatened. We will not be bullied. And we will not be underestimated again." In the command center on Earth, Admiral Park watched the council session on his screens. His victory was complete, but he took no joy in it. "Sir," his communications officer reported, "we're getting surrender requests from 17 different star systems." "Put me through to all frequencies," Park ordered. His message went out to the entire galaxy, carried by quantum communication networks to every inhabited world. "This is Admiral Dong Ho Park of the United Earth Fleet. Today, the Corvan Empire learned that appearances can be deceiving. Earth offered friendship and was answered with threats. We offered peace and received demands for surrender." He paused, letting his words sink in across thousands of worlds. "Let this be a lesson to all who would prey upon what they see as weakness. Earth stands ready to defend not just our own world, but any species that asks for our protection. We are not the primitive race you thought we were. We never were." The aftermath of the battle changed everything. News of Earth's victory spread through the galaxy like wildfire. On every inhabited world, the same questions were being asked. How had humanity hidden such power? What else were they capable of? On Nexus Prime, the Galactic Council met in continuous emergency session. The chamber that had once echoed with laughter at human primitiveness now buzzed with fear and confusion. Council Prime Veltharos of the Vithari stood before the gathered representatives, his crystalline form dimmed with worry. "In all my centuries of service," he announced, "I have never seen such a complete reversal of galactic power. The humans have changed everything." Ambassador Miran Kim sat in what had once been the observer section, a place reserved for weak species who were not worthy of real participation. Now every eye in the chamber looked to her for answers. "Ambassador Kim," Veltharos called, "the Council formally requests that Earth explain these recent events." Miran stood slowly. She had waited 6 months for this moment. 6 months since these same beings had dismissed humanity as children playing with toys. "Honored Council," she began, her voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber, "Earth has always been honest about our intentions. We came here seeking peace and friendship. We offered cooperation and trade." She walked to the center of the chamber, the same spot where Admiral Park had been humiliated months before. "When we showed you 12 ships, you laughed. When we demonstrated fusion technology, you called it primitive. When we asked for membership, you told us to come back in a few centuries. The silence in the chamber was complete. Not even the sound of breathing could be heard. You judged us by what you could see, not by what we were capable of. That was your mistake, not ours. On Earth, Dr. Haewon-yoon was giving her own explanations to a very different audience. The world's media had finally been told the truth about humanity's secret preparations. The Prometheus project began in 1978, she told the gathered reporters, when we recovered our first intact alien spacecraft. Over the decades, we found 17 crash sites across our solar system. The reporters gasped. 17 alien crashes, all hidden from the public for decades. Each crash taught us something new. We learned about quantum computers from a Vithari scout ship. Corvin weapons technology came from a crashed warship near Jupiter. The Nethek taught us about energy shielding, though they never knew it. A reporter raised her hand. Dr. Yoon, why keep all this secret? Because we knew this day would come, Haewon replied. We monitored galactic communications for 20 years. We saw how advanced species treated weaker ones. We saw wars of conquest, entire civilizations enslaved or destroyed. She activated a holographic display showing alien fleet movements over the past decade. The Corvins weren't the only threat. Look at these patterns. The Vithari have conquered 12 species in the last century. The Nethek Collective has absorbed 43 smaller civilizations. The galaxy is not the peaceful place you see on official broadcasts. Back on Nexus Prime, Miran was revealing more uncomfortable truths to the Council. We know about the Proxima massacre, she said quietly, when the Corvins destroyed an entire star system because one world refused to pay tribute. The Corvin representative, filling in for the captured General Rathkar, shifted uncomfortably in his seat. We know about the Vithari integration programs that have erased the cultures of dozens of species. Veltharos's crystalline form flickered, a sign of extreme agitation among his people. We know about the Nethek experiments on sentient beings, conducted in the name of scientific advancement. The Nethek representative's gas form swirled violently within its containment suit. Earth has been watching, learning, and preparing, not for conquest but for survival. The revelation sent shockwaves throughout the galactic community. Species that had considered themselves hidden from scrutiny discovered that human spy networks had been monitoring them for decades. On the Corvin homeworld, emergency meetings were being held. Military leaders studied footage of the battle, trying to understand how their mighty fleet had been defeated so easily. Their weapons are at least 50 years ahead of ours, reported Fleet Admiral Karthos. Their shields adapt to our attacks. Their ships can appear anywhere without warning. How many ships do they really have? Asked the Corvin Emperor. Unknown, Your Majesty. Intelligence estimates range from 800 to over 2,000 vessels. The Emperor's scales darkened to black, a sign of extreme anger among his species. Find out everything about these humans. I want to know their weaknesses. But Admiral Karthos had disturbing news. Sire, 17 of our border systems have already requested protection treaties with Earth. They're more afraid of us than they are of the humans. Similar scenes played out across the galaxy. The Vithari Collective held crisis meetings as member species questioned their loyalty. The Nethek found their expansion plans suddenly complicated by worlds that had invited human protection. In the hidden command center beneath Earth's capital, Fleet Admiral Byung-woo Choi monitored the galactic response to their victory. Sir, Chief of Intelligence Yoon Ji-song reported, we're receiving protection requests from 43 star systems. They want Earth to guarantee their independence. What's our response? Admiral Park asked. We're accepting the requests that serve our strategic interests, Byung-woo replied. But we're being careful. We don't want to appear as conquerors. Captain Jin-woo Park, now promoted to Admiral, entered the briefing room with his own report. The captured Corvin ships have been processed, he announced. We've learned a lot about their technology and tactics. More importantly, we've identified their fleet positions throughout this sector. Colonel So-young Kang, also promoted after her successful boarding operations, added her intelligence. The Corvin prisoners have been very cooperative once they realized we weren't going to torture them. They've provided detailed information about their military structure. Admiral Park studied the new intelligence reports. What's your assessment of their overall strength? They're weaker than they pretend, So-young replied. Most of their ships are old designs, 50 to 100 years behind what they faced in our solar system. Their military relies on fear and reputation more than actual capability. This news was both encouraging and troubling. If the Corvins, one of the galaxy's major powers, were this far behind human technology, what did that say about the other species? Dr. Haywan joined the briefing via secure communication from her research facility. Admiral, we've finished analyzing the captured alien technology. The results are disappointing. Explain. Their computers are primitive compared to what we developed from the crashed ships. Their weapons are inefficient. Even their most advanced vessels are decades behind what we've built. Admiral Park frowned. Then why are they considered a major galactic power? Because, Dr. Haywan replied, the galaxy hasn't seen real innovation in centuries. These species have been using the same basic technologies for generations. They've grown comfortable with their superiority over younger races. Yunji nodded in agreement. Our analysis of galactic politics supports this. The major powers maintain control through intimidation and superior numbers, not superior technology. The implications were staggering. Humanity had not just surprised the galaxy with their hidden strength, they had leaped ahead of civilizations that had been spacefaring for thousands of years. What's our next move? Admiral Park asked. Fleet Admiral Byung-woo activated a new display showing human fleet positions throughout local space. We continue to build our strength, he said. But more importantly, we start building alliances. There are dozens of species out there who are tired of being bullied by the major powers. We become the protectors instead of the victims, Park realized. Exactly. Earth offers something the galaxy hasn't seen in a long time. A powerful nation that doesn't seek to conquer its neighbors. On Nexus Prime, Ambassador Miran was concluding her address to the Galactic Council. Earth extends an offer to all peaceful species, she announced. We will guarantee your independence from any aggressor. We will share our technology with those who prove themselves worthy allies, and we will stand against any power that seeks to enslave or destroy others. She looked directly at the three major power representatives. The galaxy has a choice. Accept Earth as an equal partner in a new age of cooperation, or continue the old ways of fear and domination. But know this, humanity will no longer be silent observers. We are here to stay, and we are here to make a difference. The council chamber erupted in discussion as species representatives realized that the galactic balance of power had shifted forever. The age of the great empires bullying smaller worlds was ending. A new age was beginning with Earth at its center.